Hello there, what's going on everybody? I'm coming to you today with a Legion list build. I'm using Tabletop Admirals list builder. And I wanted to do something for the Empire today. I wanted to basically put Boba Fett into a list, but not use Veers as the commander. Primarily just because I feel like, because Boba Fett is expensive to use, a lot of people are definitely not going to consider running Vader. And it'd be kind of fun to just run like a couple of ATSTs, Boba Fett and Vader, and I'm like, that's not gonna work. There's no way you have the points for that. So I've been like, well, can I at least do Vader and Boba Fett? Because I kind of like, I figure if Veers is gonna have somebody really big, Veers maybe lends himself a little better to an ATST, being able to hand out aim tokens, and then he's got command cards that work better for vehicles. He's got some that can work better for vehicles at least. I feel like Veers has some good synergy with the vehicles, but with Boba Fett and Vader working together, that's really expensive right off the bat. But I'm going to put them together. So let's put Vader out there first, and the idea is that they're both going to be like hunters. They're both going to be doing like a similar mission, and it'll be fun to be like a thematic. Like, they're like, maybe that we'll learn where Node Disintegrations comes from in our tabletop game. Because maybe Darth Vader wants to go in for a kill, and Boba Fett kills Luke right before Vader can get there, and he's mad, and so, who knows? Maybe we'll establish, you can have a little bit of a story that goes along with the game if you want. So for Vader, I'm going to give him Saber Throw. I figure that Saber Throw is pretty much a must-have. For Vader, since he can move. He's so slow, at least he gets a free ranged attack after he gets his two moves if you need to do that. And generally Force Reflexes is considered to be pretty much a must-have, but I'm not going to use it. I'm going to go with Force Choke. I'm going more offensive Vader in this particular build. Now, some of you may disagree with that. This is a gamble. And it's thematic. I want to be very offensive-minded Vader, very upfront and attacking. And Force Choke is going to be one of those things that works well for that. And I could put both, but I'm going to need the points elsewhere. Because actually, if you're going to do this, that's fine. But you probably want to also, in a lot of builds, you probably also want Force Reflexes. But I'm not adding that, and I just don't have the points for it. I'm going to put Boba Fett in here, and I'm going to give Boba Fett Hunter. That's going to work really well with his bounty ability. So if a unit is wounded, or a trooper unit is wounded, you get an aim token right away, which is awfully nice. Now, it's important to point out that if like a group of core has lost one unit, that's not going to be considered wounded for the purposes of Hunter. Wounded means you have a wound token, and so if you've lost a mini completely, and then you have no more wound tokens on you, you're not considered wounded. So it's specifically for somebody who's wounded. That's what Hunter's going to work on. But that works really well with Boba because he's going after commanders, right? So that's what we're going to do there. For our core, we're going to go a little lighter. We do. Well, let me do the core last. Let's add some E-webs. E-webs are going to be fun. I'm going to put two E-web teams, but I'm going to give them both. Let's see. We got Barrage Generator. This one's going to be 2 white dice and suppressive. And then the other one's going to give us some more vehicle stuff. I'm going to go with the Overcharged Generator for them. I feel like I like this one better because the 2 white dice is all right. It's not terrible. I mean, we do have offensive surge to crit here, but I'd rather have the sure thing because these guys can't move and shoot. So they're either probably going to be moving and doing standby, or maybe then aim and shoot. They may do something like that. And if I aim, I mean, I've got white dice already in there, so I'm probably going to need to spend that aim on white dice. My black dice are notoriously bad too, so adding more aim or adding more white dice, I just feel like I'm going to get more bang for my buck by adding a black die. So I kind of like Overcharged Generator. Even if I don't end up going against the vehicle, I at least have a more reliable die. It's just a gut feeling for me. Plus, the impact is good to have, so I'm going to go with that. They're both different strokes for different folks, but I like the black. I feel more comfortable having the extra black die, and impact is a bonus if you do face vehicles, although it's not always a sure thing that you're going to face vehicles. So we got overcharge generator. I'm going to duplicate that because we're going to run 2 of those. You could do 1 of each. If you're going to run 2 E-webs, you could totally run 1 of each. All right, so we've got our E-webs. We've got some of the new stuff now too, which is kind of fun because it's fun to run new things. We've got Boba Fett, who's new. We got the E-webs, who are new. Let's put some scout troopers in there. Let's put some new units in there. I'm gonna go with strike teams because I still have to fit some core units in here. Let's add a strike team. Again, I'm gonna be light on the units here because I have Vader and Boba Fett, so I'm not gonna have a whole swarm of stormtroopers. I'm probably gonna only have 3. So I'm gonna be vulnerable to trooper heavy lists. So I think I will just go with a Sonic Charge Saboteur. This is really nice because it's suppressive, and you're rolling a red and a black, and it's a crit. So you're going to put 2 suppression on everybody, which is really nasty. And that can also combo with a whole bunch of things, like Vader's got that command card that puts suppression on everybody. Boba Fett can split fire. Just nasty. So we're gonna do Sonic Charge Saboteur, and you know what? I'll add 2 of those. We'll go with 2 strike teams. We've got 2 saboteurs now, so we can get a lot of charges out there. And in case we do lose one, we can still detonate our other charges with the other saboteur, so we're not completely lost. Now we got to add our core. So let's add a stormtrooper unit. I'll start with 1 stormtrooper because I'll probably do some snowtroopers also. I'm going to make him a DLT-19, a little more vehicle stuff just in case, we have another Impact 1. So we've got like 3 decent little anti-vehicle stuff from range. And plus the DLT-19 just gives us long range. I like that one. We'll add the extra stormtrooper as well. So this is just a good, strong stormtrooper unit. I like that. Let's add snowtroopers. And I'm going to give snowtroopers with flame trooper. I'm not going to add the extra unit there because I don't know if we will be able to fit it, because we're already at 790 when I duplicated that snowtrooper. So we have 1 storm, 2 snow, or 2 snow with flame. So now I figure if we're completely outnumbered by infantry, like we're pretty well rounded in this list. We've got like a couple of impact. We've got the E-webs and we've got the DLT-19. So we've got some decent anti-vehicle stuff. We also have a lot of anti-trooper stuff between the flame troopers and the sonic charges. What we don't really have is snipers or really long-range stuff, so we are going to be vulnerable a little bit to that, and hopefully Boba Fett will have the speed to move across and take out some snipers if we needed him to do that. So we have a little bit of that. But we have a little bit of room left on these snowtroopers, and I could actually just put grenades on each of them. I don't think they'll need concussion grenades since they have the flame trooper upgrade. They really don't need that. So impact grenades would actually work, because you're going to be getting up close anyway. So we can add impact grenades to each of the snowtroopers, and that will be nice. And so that's what we're looking at. We're looking at 800 points exactly. Now some people are doing bids for objectives, but I don't usually do that. So I like just spending as many of my points as I can. But now we do have to look at command cards, and this is an important thing to consider because while we do only have 1 commander, we also have Boba Fett, so there's going to be a lot of command cards that we can use. We're going to start off with standing orders. And standing orders is one you have to have. But you could very easily just say we're going to use all of Vader's cards and all of Boba Fett's cards. Done. The problem there is if we lose Vader, and again we're going to be very offensive minded with Vader, then we're going to have to nominate somebody else as a commander, and then we'll be stuck using standing orders potentially for the rest of the game. So I like to at least always have 1 extra command card that's beyond standing orders, that's generic. So if I have to nominate a scout trooper as a commander or something like that, that I have maybe a potential not go last 1 turn. So I like that. So let's start off with Darth Vader's command cards. Master of Evil, amazingly good card. If I'm being offensive with Vader and I'm moving him in, having him get right in the middle of everything, this is just one of the best cards ever to use. Absolutely love this card. It gives Vader that dodge, especially in this build, since I don't have the free dodge on Vader. He's going to need this more than ever. This is a absolutely tier 1 card. Amazingly good card. New ways to motivate them. This is one that I usually will pass on I normally don't really like this card. I don't like doing extra wounds on my existing troopers, but I think it has a little bit of synergy with the Snow Trooper. If you're really trying to get them in close range to hit that flame, I get that. But I could also potentially make the argument that maybe you want to use it on an E-Web. Maybe they want to move, aim, and standby, something like that. And them taking the wound isn't necessarily as big a deal because it doesn't reduce their firepower. So I could, and the E-Webs do count as troopers. They have, they're emplacement trooper, but they still count as troopers. I could see that being a thing. I could see this also maybe being a thing for your scout trooper strike team. Since we have more units out now, this command card has a little bit more versatility. Maybe a scout trooper strike team wants to take a wound, lose the saboteur guy or the sonic charge saboteur, take a free move, drop a charge, and then move away, and then detonate it from safety. That's a possibility because you were going to lose one anyway if you just suicide bombed. So I think new ways to motivate them is going to work in this build. So we're gonna put it in there. It's not my favorite card, but it's still pretty good. And then his 1-pip, Implacable, absolutely devastating. Love this card. Absolutely love this card. All right, so we're definitely going with Vader's 3. Now the question is, are we going to go with Boba Fett's 3? Let's start with the Jetpack Rocket. I kind of like this one. It's a 3-pip. It gives Boba Fett a long-range weapon. He already has Arsenal. And, it's a great way to shoot at a snow speeder, to shoot at a lot of different stuff. That's not bad. I could see using this one. Of course, it's only him, but I could see using this. It's not bad. That's not bad. The ZX Flame Projector. This one I think we can do without. And the reason I say that is because, granted, it's not a bad card, but in this build, we already have 2 Flame Troopers. We already have a bunch of stuff with Blast and Spread. We've got the Flame Troopers. I don't think we really need it. I don't think we do. I think we can do without it. So, again, if we're looking at dropping a 2-pip, or if we want to push a generic upgrade in there, I would use this as an opportunity to swap that one out for push. This way we get some flexibility in case we need to just do a regular command. And also when you're running Boba or something like I can just see I really wish I could give out more orders at this point, and that's not bad. It's not bad. All right, and next we got Whipcord Launcher. I think this is Boba's best card by a long shot. It's giving Boba a free action. So that's just great. It really helps him to do objective play. And this is multi-purpose. It helps you do objective play. It helps you keep somebody else away. If you have bounty on Luke, it might help you lock down Luke so that you can step away and shoot him. Or if you don't, maybe you had bounty on somebody else and you just want to hold Luke in place so Vader can come in and kill him. It's just a great way to kind of to prevent, just to deny somebody their movement, which is really, really important. It doesn't have to be Luke, but I mean Luke's a good choice. So I will definitely go with the Whipcord Launcher. And that's our 7 command cards, guys. That's it. Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to actually use this build in an upcoming battle report, and that'll go probably early access to patrons on Patreon. So they will get that first, but this will be coming. And I'll put a link to this in the description below so you can check out Tabletop Admiral's Legion Builder. It's actually quite good. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment to enter to win the Superstar Destroyer giveaway that is going to be announced in a couple more weeks. So definitely be on the lookout for that. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. As always, have a great day.